Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when they know you don't know. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, the narcissist knows when you do know, and they know when you don't know. You see, the narcissist has a sixth sense that you are developing. You have a different kind of a sixth sense. You're now understanding what narcissism is at its core and how it affected you. When the narcissist saw you, they knew that you didn't know who they were and that you didn't know about narcissism. This is what they look for. They look for the vulnerable. They look for the naive. They look for the trusting. They look for the empath. They look for the person who is new in the community and who is giving to a fault. The narcissist knew when you didn't know who they were, what narcissism was, and what was about to happen to you because you didn't have experience. The narcissist had so much experience in abusing people, manipulating people, placing people in that narcissistic fog long before they met you, and they had mastered their skill set. So when they met you, again, as I've shared over the years in videos, it was advantage narcissist from the moment they laid eyes on you until you got the wisdom. Now, this is how the narcissistic abusive cycle goes around. It goes around in the love bomb / euphoric stage when everything appears to be puppies and rainbows and unicorns and butterflies, but it's not. Then enter the devaluation stage. This is when the narcissist knows that they have you placed in that zombie-like, trance-like state. Then comes the ending of the relationship. That's the third part. And then at times there is a fourth part, which is called a hoover. Never, and I mean never, accept a hoover. Become unhooverable. Get off the radar of these people. Go no contact. But having said this, when the narcissist knew that you didn't know, this is when they could mirror you. This is when they could get really close to you and assimilate themselves with you. This is when they could bat their eyelashes or show you the rosy cheeks or say, yeah, I went to that same university, or I love the same cars, or that color, that's my favorite color too. Or you like that music? I love the same band. Or they would say that they saw the same movies, or they're from the same city, town, state, country, jurisdiction, or that you knew people in common. Now, some of those things may have been true. Most of them weren't. Point is, the narcissist was seeing how much you would believe in what they were telling you and what they were selling you. And the more you believe them, the more you put your guard down. The more you put your guard down, the more vulnerable you were to this person who turned out to be a predator. The more vulnerable you were to them, the more they got closer and closer to you. Then they insidiously infiltrated your life. They disguised themselves as being one person, but they were somebody completely different. As I shared earlier, these people are predators, and they're on all different scales. Some are massive, some are micro, some are in between, but they're all looking for a few things. They're looking for energy, for time, for attention, for adoration, for money, and for accolades, and to keep people trapped in that dungeon of horrors, in that cesspool of manipulation, in the minefield of misery, which is known as the trauma bond. Having said all these things, the narcissist knew that you didn't know them. They knew that you didn't know anything about narcissism because you were so kind and trusting and you were giving them the time of day. And the more time of day you gave them, the more you put your life on hold. The more you put your life on hold and your attention, the more you focused on them. The more you focused on them, the more they began to pull you away from yourself. This is why you lost your identity to the narcissist. This is why you became an extension of them and you lost your sense of self to them. You became a shell of yourself almost overnight. Time went by like that. Before you knew it, it was too late. And maybe friendship went to romance. Maybe romance went to moving in together. Maybe moving in together went to wedding bells and children. And here we are 10, 20, 30 years later. And now you're just figuring out what narcissism is. Remember, the narcissist knew that you didn't know. So frequently, people will meet the toxic person who they're considering, and maybe you're one of these people. They will meet them when they're much younger. I'm talking in their early 20s, maybe late 20s, maybe even early 30s. And these people who perhaps are you or is you, not only did they not know what narcissism was, but they were believing that everybody believed the same thing that they believed, and that everybody had their best interest at heart. And maybe some of these people, and again, maybe it was you didn't have many romantic relationships or many friendships, or maybe you were new in the community or new in the area, and you were looking to strike up a friendship or a romantic relationship or a business or roommate with somebody or share something with them. Well, when you did that, again, the narcissist knew that you didn't know who they were. This is why so frequently you will be seeing things from these people when you're in the relationship, although you couldn't identify it, but you'll be seeing things like the smirk, You'll be seeing things like them looking at you sideways. You'll be seeing things of them looking at you, laughing at you, almost mocking you with their eyes. And you'll be saying like, who does that? What's going on? Am I the only person that sees this? Again, when you don't know what you don't know, you stay in the relationship, because what you're doing is you're fighting to stay in that relationship, and you're ignoring your instincts. You're ignoring red flags. You are not trusting your intuition. And you're trying to patch up all of the slices, all the cuts that the narcissist was administering to you and to that relationship. Again, I've shared this in so many videos over the years. It's almost as if it's death by 1,000 paper cuts when you're in these relationships, because that's what it is. Now, the narcissistic trauma bond, the trance-like, zombie-like state, you can't see it, you can't touch it, but you can feel it. It's an energetic exchange, and it takes an awful lot to break this. I broke it. If I did it, you can do it. But you need to believe in yourself the way I believe in you, and the way that I believed in myself so many years ago when I did this. You see, I didn't know what the narcissist was. I didn't know what people were capable of, and I was naive, and I was giving to a fault. I'm an empath, and I was kind, loving, and I was committed. Well, the narcissist knew this, and they also knew that I didn't know this. So it was easy to get and sink someone's dirty fangs into another person when they don't know that the other person is going to manipulate them, abuse them, and place them in that zombie-like, trance-like state. When you are that person and you're in a relationship with the toxic person, and you don't know how you got there, and you don't know what you're up against, you are extremely vulnerable, and you are extremely susceptible to working harder and harder to try and fix that relationship, even though at the time you didn't know that that relationship was unfixable. But the narcissist did know this, and they also knew that you didn't know that. That's why when you were in the relationship, you kept on doing certain things, thinking that eventually that toxic person would see the light, that they would get the message, that they would change or improve or be accountable or keep their word. They never have, they never will, and they never can, because they do whatever they want, and they go any which way the wind blows, and they don't care about anybody other than for what that person provides for them, which again is utility or opportunity or access to country clubs or beach homes or yachts or concerts, or someone putting a roof over their head, or paying their children's tuition, or paying for rent, whatever it is, maybe buying them a car or whatever. But once all of that goes away, and you, being the person who's watching the video and who was in the narcissistic relationship, once you're left on that island and you're all by yourself and you're desolated and your whole life has imploded and the support system's blown up at the hands of not only the narcissist, but all the flying monkeys and all the people who were drinking the Kool-Aid the narcissist was pouring, you were in a very debilitating place. So was I. And again, you didn't know what you didn't know. The narcissist knew this. They knew when they discarded you that you would have to fight for your life. They knew that you'd have to fight tooth and nail to get out of that space you're in, which was below ground, and try and find a way out of it. I did it. Again, if I did it, you can do it, but you need to believe in yourself. But having said that, they know that many people before them never crawled their way out of that. They never climbed their way out of it. They never elevated or ascended. And many of those people perhaps aren't here right now, and others never healed, or others never even figured out what narcissism was. You see, this is why the narcissist continues to do what they do. Because if something worked once, they will try it again and see if it works on the next person. And if it works again, well, now it's in their arsenal of abuse to use it whenever they want to. If something doesn't work, they're going to throw it away until they figure out what does work. And once they find something that works, they stick with it. This is why these people all use the same mannerisms or behaviors or techniques or manipulating tactics, such as gaslighting, the silent treatment, triangulation, my least favorite thing these people use, stonewalling, projection, mirroring, all these things. They all use the same tactics because they work, and they mastered these at a young age. Think about gaslighting for a quick moment. When you were a kid, maybe somebody would tell you, one of your friends, maybe you were a little kid, and one of your friends would tell you, oh yeah, remember when we did this, ABC? And you'd be like, we didn't do that. And they're like, yeah, we did. And you'd be like, we didn't. And you guys would have maybe a conversation, and finally you'd say, yeah, I guess you're right, we did do that. And then that becomes the reality. That's what the narcissist does. They learn this at a young age. And once it works, then they say, wait, that works, I'll use that. That works, I'll use that. And this is why they hide in the shadows. This is why they hide under cloak and dagger. This is why they wear masks. And this is why they're always looking for someone who doesn't know. Flip it for a quick moment. When the narcissist knows you know, it's game, set, match, checkmate, you win. When I say win, I mean they shouldn't get to you any longer once you heal, and heal properly, once you go no contact. When you don't know and they know that you don't know, it is a very, very daunting task to A, find out who they are, 2, to deduce what narcissism is. 3, to figure out that that person never cared about you. Number 4, to figure out that they're just trying to keep you stuck in that cycle. They're still trying to keep you blaming yourself and thinking that you can fix an unfixable relationship. And number 4 or 5, whatever number I'm on, that you need to get away from them as far and as fast as you possibly can. You need to understand this. You are one of the fortunate people and you figured it out. With this newfound wisdom, it is a superpower and there is great responsibility on your shoulders, because nobody's going to do this work for you. Nobody is going to put you back together. You are going to have to do it, sometimes second by second, sometimes minute by minute, sometimes day by day. But eventually you will crawl your way out of that narcissistic fog and you will figure out exactly how toxic that person was and what they did to you, and that they did it knowingly and willingly because they were envious of you and jealous of you. And yes, at times they want to be you. All of these messages I'm sharing, they equal one thing. On the one side of the ledger, you have toxicity. On the other side, you have people who were targeted, people who were placed in that narcissistic relationship. And those people, and I was one of those, many of those people never get out. You are getting out, or you have gotten out. I did get out and I healed. And believe me when I tell you, I fought tooth and nail to heal, but I did it. You need to understand, when you don't know what you don't know, I get it. There's an excuse because you were targeted. You didn't know that you were in a game of your life and that person was pulling the strings, manipulating you and trying to blow up and destroy anything that mattered to you. Now that you know it, you need to really, really get off the radar, and you need to really begin to slowly remove yourself from that person. And you need to understand that they don't care about you. They only care about having access to you. They don't care about anything other than your demise, your destruction, and keeping you trapped in that fog. Now, having said all these things, before I close the video, understand 2 more things. One would be that the narcissist has done this before, and they knew that you didn't know anything about it. You need to understand that. And part 2 is, now that you understand what they're capable of and what they did, you need to take this very seriously. This is your life. It's not a Hollywood movie. This is your life. It's not a miniseries. This is your life. It's not a documentary. You need to take the bull by the horns, go no contact, and understand that now that you know, the onus is on you to put yourself back together, to dust yourself off by the bootstraps, go no contact, rise through the ashes and heal properly, and let that slither off into the darkness, onto wherever they're going, as long as it is away from you. That is what you must do, if not now, when. So again, when the narcissist knows that someone knows, they tend to back off, or they tend to stay away because they can't get to that person. When the narcissist knows that someone doesn't know, there's your target right there. That's why each and every day as I create videos, there are people that are entering narcissistic relationships. There are people that are being discarded. There are people that are unblocking and blocking and unblocking and blocking. There are people that are being hoovered for the 15th or 500th time. There are people who finally today hit that B button and said, you know what, I'm done. I'm drawing the line in the sand. I'm going no contact and I'm going to heal. We are all on the journey. We are all in the cycle or out of the cycle, and healing or healed. Or unfortunately, there are other people who are entering these relationships right now, but those people don't know. That was you. That was myself. Once you know, the onus is on you. You need to understand that for your safety, for your security, for your future, for your mindset, and for your purpose and direction, you have to get off the radar of that person. Now that you know, you need to really insulate and protect yourself. Back then when you didn't know, the narcissist just sized you up and said, yes, this will do. This person, which was you, and it was me, will do for a period of time, which was maybe a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade, 7 years, or 70 years. But you didn't know that, now you do. Now you need to understand. The narcissist can tell with their sixth sense who knows and who doesn't know. And now with your discernment and your superpower, now you can use your own sixth sense, which beats and defeats the narcissist's puny, toxic sixth sense. And now you do know, so now you can see from far away or from up close what toxicity is and how you should be treated, or how other people are being treated, or how other people are just breaking free from a toxic relationship and maybe don't even know it, or how other people are trapped in a cycle right now and they're defending the narcissist, their abuser. This happens every single day. But again, that's not you. You're out, you're healing, you're focusing on yourself, which is why you come first, second, and third, and you are the priority. And you need to remember that. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And understand a few things. One, when the narcissist knows you don't know, you are susceptible. Flat out, because they can smell it a mile away. When the narcissist knows you do know, they're going to leave you alone most times because they know they can't get to you, because you've seen that act before. You've seen the performance before. You've seen the mask. You've seen the behaviors, the mannerisms. You've seen the smirk. You've seen the grin. You've seen them give you the side eye and all those things. Now you understand how that works. But again, this is all an energetic exchange, and where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Do not give your attention or your energy to toxicity. Get off the radar of these people and begin living your life. If not now, when? I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.